Is Travis Head going to be the reason that India lose the Border Gavaskar trophy?
The reason we bring up Travis Head is because the Indian bowlers have clearly struggled against Travis Head, not just in recent times, but for the last couple of years. Except for the first innings in the first test match, we clearly do not have a definite plan against Travis Head. And this is even shown in his stats, right? He averages 65.6 against India, and this is the second most he averages against any country.
And the reason why we're taking the year 2021 is because on either side of that, Travis Head has become a completely different player. He's improved his game across formats. There has been a resurgence of sorts, and he's just become so much more of a nemesis for the Indian team. Up until 2021, Travis Head played 31 innings across 19 test matches with an average of 39.7. Whereas since 2021, he's played 53 innings across 32 test matches and his average has gone up to 45.2.
Before we talk about what's changed with him and how he's getting out and what the Indian bowler should do to get him out, hit that subscribe button.
Firstly, what's changed is his starting point of the bat itself when he takes his batting stance. Earlier, it used to be around middle and off stump, but now that is completely towards off stump. And every time we look at Travis Head bat, it just feels like he's absolutely bludgeoning the ball because this is actually the case and it is a technical change. Travis Head has given himself more space with his hands. He's not keeping it as close to his body now anymore. Also, apart from that, his bat swing is also a lot more aggressive and comes from a higher point than earlier. And what this has done is made Travis Head a lot more attacking in the sense that his hands are a lot more free, so he can slash at a lot of deliveries just outside the off stump.
Now, because of these changes and because he has more freedom with his hands, he is a lot more aggressive in his mindset where he feels like he can play his shots when need be and he doesn't necessarily need to grind out the bowlers like he used to do before 2021. Another small change, which is almost a double-edged sword and we will get into, is that he's a lot more lower to the ground after his trigger movement. Now, this of course allows him to transfer his weight to the front foot easily, which also means that he doesn't necessarily need to reach the pitch of the ball because all of his weight is in the front foot anyway. Now, this is a trade-off because it makes it difficult for him to transfer his weight to the back foot, which also means now that he's a victim to the short ball.
Now, Travis Head was able to change his technique for the better. If you could do the same, is that something that you do? Would you train your players and ensure that they get better and unlock more shots? Because that's exactly what you can do with Hit Wicket, a cricket mobile strategy game. Hit Wicket not only lets you play a match, but also lets you decide all of the stuff around the game itself, training your players, ensuring that they get the best kind of power-ups, and you're essentially in the captain's chair managing everything right from strategy to playing the game itself. And in a manner similar to Travis Head and how he got a boost to his attacking shots, you can also do that in this game. You can ensure that you use your batsman's special ability so that your percentage of hitting boundaries increases. It's strategic, it's addictive, and it tingles the right part of your cricketing brain. Go to our description and download Hit Wicket today.
Now, of course, the Indian bowlers have struggled to take Travis Head's wicket, even if that's the WTC final or this Border Gavaskar trophy. And one of the main reasons is because we haven't been consistent with our line and lengths early on when he's come on to bat. There have been occasions where Travis Head slashes at a ball for a boundary and the Indian bowlers for whatever reason get swayed by it and then change their plan the next ball.
However, these change in plans seem to be fairly erratic. It's not something that feels extremely well thought out, and what we'd like to see the Indian bowlers do is go to a plan B or plan C after plan A has failed. At the current moment, it feels like the Indians are being fairly hasty not only with their plans and execution and deliveries, but also with the kind of field settings they have.
And the reason we say that the Indian bowlers need to get Travis Head out early is because not only can he take the game away from the Indian team after he gets settled, but it's also the way he scores those runs and his strike rate is high up there. Since 2021, 40% of his dismissals have come between 0 and 20, which also means that he's very tentative at the start of the innings, which is also reflected by the mode of dismissals because 34% of the time he gets out either LBW or bowled, but 43% of the time he's getting out caught behind.
Now, we've spoken about the when to get Travis Head out, but it's also important to understand how to get Travis Head out. Because Travis Head is a very hand-eye coordinated player and is more of a hands player, throws his bat at it a lot of times. As a fast bowler, one thing that you can do starting off to Travis Head is making sure that you're bowling a lot between the third and fifth stump off stump channel to him. If you're a right arm pacer coming from over the wicket, the one thing that you can do is make sure that you ball across Travis Head, pitch it around that third or fourth stump around the goodish length and make him slash at the ball, make him drive at the ball because Travis Head is very loose with his hands early on in the innings and there's a great chance that he can get an edge and be caught in the slips. And this is also very similar to how Yashasvi Jaiswal got out in the second test match in the second innings against Australia. And the other option could be for someone like Jasprit Bumrah and also something that we saw from Harshit with Rana in the first innings of the first test match, where the bowler can come right arm around the wicket, and one thing they can do is try and straighten the ball from that third and fourth stump, or also even the fifth stump, and you'll again have Travis Head poking at it. The advantage of also coming around the wicket is that it will also bring something like bold and LBW into play, as the ball by the natural angle is going to come and target the stumps.
Now, assuming that the Indian bowlers have been consistent throughout the first two plans but haven't gotten a result, because it's not every day you can get Travis Head out early, that's when you move on to plan B and C, and this is something that the Indian bowlers didn't do at all in the second test match, and that is bowl the short ball to him. Now, these plans will be effective against Travis Head because he has a tendency to get loose after he scores his 50, because after 0 to 20 he's most likely to get out between 50 and 89. Now, you can't bowl any short ball against Travis Head because he is a good puller of the ball. As a fast bowler, you need to be able to bowl your short ball between the shoulder and head, somewhere where Travis Head cannot make room for himself or cannot find room for his hands to pull the ball. Now, this is also because of the high bat swing that Travis Head has and the fact that he stays so low to the ground. When you bowl a short ball that's around his head, he's not only late to play the pull shot, but by the time he reaches, he's very, very late at it. Now, the last plan you would go to against Travis Head is bringing a spinner on, and spinners have been very, very effective against Travis Head because he has an average of 34 against spin, whereas he has an average of 44 against pace bowling. But even as a spinner, you can't just roll up your arm and ball any ball. You need to be able to flight the ball, give the ball a lot of air and time for Travis Head, because he does get deceived with the flight and dip. But not only do you have to do this, but because he doesn't necessarily move his feet unless he's stepping out of the crease, you need to bowl fuller to him, which is what Aswin struggled to do against Travis Head. He did bowl those odd short balls, but there was one particular delivery where he almost got Travis Head out.
The first thing that India need to ensure when Travis Head comes out to bat is to not give him a good start or a flying start, more importantly. Now, how India can do this is by ensuring that they set defensive fields but with an attacking mindset. And what I mean by that is India need to ensure that they have sweepers on either side of the wicket, while ensuring that they also have attacking fielders in good catching positions. And the reason we say this is because Travis Head has had a tendency to play a lot slower every time he's been dismissed between 0 and 20. His strike rate in that case has been 51. Whereas every time that Travis Head has gone on to make a score of 50 or more, his strike rate in those first 20 runs is 80.7. And this clearly means that Travis Head is the kind of batter who likes to get away early and get the big shots in as soon as he can. And so India need to ensure that they're able to choke Travis Head's run scoring by not giving away those easy boundaries.
And of course, you can have the fielders anywhere you want, but in the end, the Indian bowlers need to bowl well. They need to be consistent with the third to fifth stump line and bowl it at a goodish area so that Travis Head can poke at deliveries and possibly get caught behind again. And something else India also need to do is possibly have a short leg with Travis Head the second he comes on to bat, because with those consistent line and lengths, you can also bowl those odd short balls that may take him by surprise, and short leg is right there, right at play for the catch to be taken. And if a spinner comes on, India really need to be more attacking. You cannot have long off and long on the second Travis Head is on strike, because that just makes him dominant as a batter. You need to be able to let him hit those big shots and let him attack the bowler, because as much as he's attacking the bowler, the chances of him getting deceived by the flight that the spinner is going to bowl is a lot more.
This has been our video on what the Indian bowlers can do to ensure that Travis Head does not get away with games in the rest of the Border Gavaskar Trophy. If you enjoyed this video, definitely leave your comments down below. Share this with your friends. Most importantly, subscribe to this channel for more such analysis. Thank you so much for watching. All of our links are in the description. Peace.